Today's video is all about the top 5 biggest transport ships worldwide. Watch till the end, and here we begin. CMA CGM Jacques Saade. CMA CGM Jacques Saade, named after the French group's founding president, is the world's first 23,000 TEU container ship powered by liquefied natural gas. The ship was laid down in July 2018 at the China State Shipbuilding Corporation (CSSC) shipyard in Shanghai. It will enter service 2 years later, in September 2020, when it joins the French Asia Line 1 (FAL1) service, one of the world's longest sea routes, connecting Asia to Northern Europe. CMA CGM Champs Elysees, CMA CGM Palais Royal, CMA CGM Louvre, CMA CGM Rivoli, CMA CGM Montmartre, CMA CGM Concorde, CMA CGM Trocadero, and CMA CGM Sorbonne are all named after landmark Parisian monuments, venues, and institutions. CMA CGM Sorbonne, the final vessel in the series, joined the company's fleet earlier this month. MSC Gulsun. MSC Gulsun, the first of the Gulsun-class ships, was built in 2019 at the SHI Goje shipyard in South Korea. The box ship first arrived in Europe in August of last year. It has the same carrying capacity as its sisters MSC Samar, MSC Mia, MSC Fabi, MSC Lini, and MSC Amber, which is 23,756 TEU. The Gulsun class also includes 10 container ships built at DSME, with MSC Mina, MSC Isabella, MSC Arena, and MSC Sixon having a capacity of 100 TEU less than the ultra-large container vessels. MSC Michelle, MSC Nella, MSC Apolline, and MSC Amelia have a capacity of 23,782 TEU. In contrast, MSC Deletta and MSC Allegra, deployed by the Geneva-based carrier earlier in 2021, have a capacity of 23,936 TEU. According to MSC data, the 23,000 TEU class vessels have environmentally friendly features, such as an IMO-approved hybrid exhaust gas cleaning system. As a result, they emit less carbon dioxide per unit, with the option of switching to low-sulfur fuel or being adapted for liquefied natural gas. HMM Oslo. HMM Oslo, along with sister ships HMM Rotterdam, HMM Stockholm, HMM Southampton, and HMM St. Petersburg, is part of the 12 Algeciras class container ships, with the only difference being 144 TEU capacity space. They are already in service, built by SHI, and will be added to the HMM fleet in 2020. HMM St. Petersburg, the last of HMM's 12 24,000 TEU container ships, sailed from the Chinese port of Yantian in September 2020 on its maiden voyage to Europe, carrying 19,529 TEU. In preparation for the IMO 2020 environmental regulation, all of the HMM vessels are equipped with a scrubber system, which includes an optimized hull design and highly efficient engines. HMM Algeciras. Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering, DSME, in Korea have completed the construction of the world's second-largest box ship last April. 1 month later, the megaship set sail from China for Europe, with the first port of call in Rotterdam. HMM Algeciras is the first vessel in a series that includes HMM Copenhagen, HMM Dublin, HMM Gdansk, HMM Hamburg, HMM Le Havre, and HMM Helsinki, all of which have the same container capacity. Of course, it's a mega ship or an ultra-large container vessel, ULCV. What began in 2013 as an effort to optimize economy and efficiency with an environmental touch on the size of ships quickly devolved into a kind of mine is bigger than yours showboating. There were 8 largest container vessels and the world title holders between 2013 and 2019, operated by some of the world's largest container shipping lines. The increase in TEU capacity within this ULCV class in the last 6 years is approximately 5,964 TEU, the size of a regular container vessel still operating in many of the world's trades today. H&M, the world's 9th largest container shipping line, became the latest owner of the largest container vessel on April 23, 2020, when they revealed H&M Algeciras, their first 24,000 TEU container ship. At a naming ceremony in Korea, Mrs. Kim Jong-suk, the ship's godmother, cut the ropes and officially named the ship during a naming ceremony at DSME's Okpo shipyard in Gojeon, Korea. H&M Algeciras is the first of 12 24,000 TEU class vessels scheduled to be delivered sequentially until September 2020 out of 20, with the remaining 8 scheduled for delivery beginning in the second quarter of 2021. H&M signed a formal contract in 2018 with 3 shipyards: DSME, Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering, HHI, Hyundai Heavy Industries, and SEHI, Samsung Heavy Industries, for these 20 ULCVs vessels in an effort seen as a proactive action towards market change, as well as creating a sustainable profit-generating structure. According to their official statement, H&M intends to improve its environmental capabilities by operating these newly launched container vessels outfitted with scrubber systems following IMO 2020 environmental regulations. In addition, the improved hull design and high-efficiency engine are also expected to improve energy efficiency and lower carbon emissions. Mr. Moon Jae-in, President of the Republic of Korea, said at the ceremony, "It is very meaningful for me that H&M takes delivery of the most technologically advanced container ship in this difficult time. I congratulate them and hope H&M maintains its competitive advantage as Korea's national flagship carrier. H&M will strive to expand its presence in the global shipping industry through optimized fleet management and a new collaboration with the Alliance," Mr. Bae Jae-hoon, President and CEO of H&M, added. This new development comes on the heels of the company rebranding itself from Hyundai Merchant Marine to H&M, a decision approved at the company's 44th annual shareholders meeting in Seoul on March 27 that took effect on April 1, 2020. Mr. Jae-hoon Bae, President and CEO of H&M, stated at the time, "This is yet another step in our company's bright future. I believe we must rebrand ourselves as we took a giant leap forward in 2020, he said, adding that most of our customers and employees will not be confused because the name H&M is already recognized and familiar to the global market. H&M will continue to expand its business coverage and develop more capabilities to successfully serve our valued customers," he added. In addition, the Alliance members Hapag-Lloyd, Ocean Network Express, and Yangming welcomed H&M as new core members earlier this year. According to H&M, this full membership, effective April 1, 2020, provides them with a new service structure that includes 33 services and coverage of 78 ports across Asia, Europe, including the Mediterranean, North and Central America, the Middle East, the Red Sea, and the Indian subcontinent. The H&M Algeciras is expected to be deployed on the Far East Europe 4 (FE4) service, one of the Alliance's Asia-North Europe trade lanes, with port rotations beginning in Qingdao, Busan, Ningbo, Shanghai, Yantian, Suez Canal, Rotterdam, Hamburg, Antwerp, London Gateway, and Singapore via Suez Canal. The H&M Algeciras, which is approximately 399.9 meters long with a beam width of 61 meters and can carry 23,964 TEU, is registered in Panama, but due to its beam, it cannot transit the Panama Canal. While the deployment of such ULCVs continues on the one hand as part of the shipping industry's search for greater fuel efficiency and economies of scale, these behemoths face several challenges due to port congestion, which some claim is caused by these behemoths, and issues in handling such massive volumes of cargo. It will be interesting to see what strategies are implemented here, because these ULCVs, which were supposed to usher in efficiency-driven profitability, are said to have become a financial albatross for container lines, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Everace, the world's largest container ship, operated by Taiwanese container shipping company Evergreen Line, is a new building launched earlier in July 2021 as part of a series of 6 24,000 TEU vessels, slightly surpassing its predecessor H&M Algeciras by 28 TEU. The massive vessel belongs to a newer container ship than the Ever Given, which famously shut down the Suez Canal for 6 days in March. The Everace is an Evergreen A class with a cargo capacity of 23,000 2,992 units. This is an increase from the Ever Given, an Evergreen G-class ship, which can carry 20,124 cargo units. 11 other meta-container ships, similar to the Ever Ace, are being built, with 3 expected to enter service this year. Evergreen Marine, the Taiwanese shipping company that owns the Ever Ace, did not immediately respond to a request for comment for this story. According to American Bureau of Shipping Records, the 2 ships are the same length, but the Ever Ace is wider and deeper. The Ever Given is 192.9 feet wide, slightly narrower than the 201.7 feet of the Ever Ace. In addition, the Ever Given has a draught, or depth, of 52.4 feet, while the Ever Ace has a depth of 54.1 feet. According to the BBC, the Ever Ace is taking a 2-day break at the Suffolk port before departing for Rotterdam on Wednesday. It will then travel through the Suez Canal, which handles about 12% of the world's seaborne cargo trade. Ever Ace, built for approximately $150 million by South Korean shipyard Samsung Heavy Industries, made its maiden call from China to the port of Hamburg in August, carrying 21,718 TEU, a record for container transport in a single trip. Its sisters, Ever Aim and Ever Act, are already in service, and Ever Arm, Ever Out, and Ever Art are currently being built and will be delivered to Evergreen's fleet by 2022. Let us know your views and subscribe for more.